Today, I'm joined by my co-host Chopper.
Release me!
And today, we are going to be going over how I completed 75 Hard. Now, if you're wondering what 75 Hard is, it's a self-imposed challenge where for 75 days straight, you have to perform 2 exercises, one inside, one outside, for at least 45 minutes. You have to follow a diet. You have to drink a gallon of water a day. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fictional book, and you cannot drink any alcohol whatsoever. Now, my reason for doing this challenge is that I had noticed I had a lot of excess body fat just on me. And even though I've been very active in the gym for a few years, my diet is not the best. So I really wanted to see if I did this challenge, if I could complete it, and what the differences would look like. And I'm very pleased with what they look like, honestly, because I had a lot of back fat. I had a lot of, my chest wasn't as defined as it is now. I had a lot of excess face fat around here. And after the 75 days of me doing the challenge, I have changed my body dramatically, and my strength has gone up exponentially, especially my chest. My chest was one of my weakest areas before, and now it's getting a lot stronger. So I'm very pleased with that. So, I'm going to run down what I did for everything with the 75 Hard Challenge, and if you should do it too. Now, for the exercise portion of 75 Hard, inside I would normally do calisthenics or some form of weight training, and at times I would do cardio like walking on the treadmill. And for outside, I would just generally either do walking and or jump roping, and before anybody says in the comments that walking is not a form of exercise, in my opinion, it is. Walking is a low impact form of cardio. Cardio is an exercise. If you want to make the claim that running is more high intensity, that's fine. But I like walking. Walking in my book is exercise, and no one can tell me otherwise. For the diet portion of 75 Hard, I didn't do any restrictive crazy diet like keto or carnivore, or low fat, high carb, or low carb, high fat, that kind of thing. I just calorie counted, and I had a range for my calories, which were very restrictive. So the minimum amount of calories I could eat in one day were 1,700, and the maximum amount of calories I could eat were 1,900. And I ate things. I just ate whatever I wanted to, honestly. And I felt like this was the best way for doing it because I got to enjoy the foods that I like to eat, but I also had to maintain my calories and try to get good nutrition in. And I've logged everything just on my phone. For drinking a gallon of water every day, I used to have a giant gallon jug I would just drink from, but over time that just got really tedious to kind of have with me at all times, so I just switched to drinking out of this shaker bottle right here. I drink out of this 6 to 7 times a day, and it has 28 ounces. It can hold 28 ounces of water. So I just did that, and it was very convenient just to bring with me places or to refill, and that's how I managed to drink a gallon of water a day. And in the beginning, it was kind of tough because it's just a lot of water if you're not used to drinking a gallon of water a day. And my God, I pissed so much. It was crazy. But that's how I at least did it. Now on to the reading. This was a difficult thing for me to do just because I'm a very slow reader. I kind of have a really hard attention span when it comes to reading. Because sometimes I'll just be reading a book, and if it's not something with a graphic novel or a comic or a manga, I will get lost in thought and read 2 to 3 pages and not know what I read. So this was a good challenge for me, and the 2 books that I read were Alex Trebek's biography and Michael J. Fox's biography, and I liked both of those books. I did like Alex Trebek's biography a lot more just because I feel like it was more engaging with his audience, and I've just been watching Jeopardy for so long with my family in the evening, and I feel like he's just such a staple host from America TV. Michael J. Fox's biography was good, however in the beginning it was very slow, but it got way more interesting as the story progressed. And while it was good, I just preferred Alex Trebek's a lot more. Drinking and no alcohol. This was and wasn't difficult at the same time. Just drinking alcohol, I don't do it that often. I might do it with my friends at times, However, when I'm with my friends and they're all drinking alcohol, I'm just like, I wish I could kind of like join in and drink with them. But I couldn't, and sometimes that sucked, but it's alright. I mean, I didn't like drink any alcohol. So now, the hardest thing that I personally experienced with 75 hard is having 0 rest days. This was awful. The reason why I say it was awful is because my body was just so tired, and from not having like a rest day, it was just being overworked just because you can't take a day off. And that's what sucks about it, is like I definitely had I like contracted some shoulder pain, and like my shoulders were just like aching at times and clicking if I moved it. And while they don't click anymore, during that time period when I was doing the challenge, it was just like miserable. If you are going to do this challenge, I would recommend you have some cardio days where you just do cardio, just to give your body a little bit of a break. You know, it's like an active rest day if you want to call it that. But that's the biggest thing for me, is just not being able to rest. And now, should you do 75 hard and lose some body fat and maybe get into shape and just see if you could do it? My answer is no. Don't do this. Don't do this. As someone who has done the challenge, and even though I'm happy with my results, I definitely think from what I know now, I could attain these results if I am just strict on myself in terms of my food and my gym, and I do incorporate rest days. So, as much as I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this, do I think this is the most like optimal thing to do, or do I think like would I recommend someone to do this challenge? No, I don't. Just because my quality of life was not that great, even though, you know, I was like disciplined and regimented and stuff like that. It was just like it kind of got like monotonous in a way, where it's just like you do the same thing every day, and while you could do that, but like there's nothing new and exciting like to your life, if you get what I mean. And also the rest days. Oh my god, the rest days are so important for recovery and just your body being okay. Some people can go a few hundred days without needing a rest day, or just no rest days at all, and that's them, and that's completely fine. But for me, I like my rest days. I like being able to recover, and I just like to kind of recuperate my body and make sure it gets better and stronger. Yeah, that's my 75 hard guide, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope it was insightful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Say bye, Chopper.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?